What's up, guys? Alex Corey here with cultivatedchange.com. I just wanted to chat with you in the garden briefly about how I got here and why I chose resilience coaching as my um, adult career. I say adult just because I'm sure everyone does this, but as you get older and learn more information, I always think how uneducated I was 5 years prior, even a year prior. And I think that's always true, but it's such a stark contrast from when you're in your early 30s, late 20s to when you think you're a know-it-all in college, and just the vast difference in real world knowledge you pick up in just a decade. And I'm sure I'll gain even more going forward. But Cultivated Change, my business, does resilience coaching. And I define that as the ability to withstand physical duress, so that's physical fitness by literal definition, mental duress, and be able to provide for yourself on a fundamental level. I chose food security as mine, gardening, urban farming, because that seemed to be the most critical and it's usually the most available to people. I apologize for the ambient noise, but it's a little breezy here today, but it's sunny enough. So my journey started in my early 20s. I was lucky enough to be exposed to a couple of very intelligent people in my first real job out of college. I'm an information systems engineer by degree, which has been very valuable for teaching me how to apply logic and break down things and find mechanisms. And you can apply that to literally any field you come across in life. So I am appreciative of that. But my early 20s, I was exposed to a number of people that planted some seeds basically that led to me digging for years and discerning information that I'd come across from alternative health websites, and just people who had been in that field, such as Sayer G at Green Med Info, Mike Adams at Natural News, runs Brighteon, which one of these videos will be appearing on. And I'm very appreciative of that platform. People talking about economics like Peter Schiff, Mike Maloney. Just no one teaches you how the fundamental human systems work in high school. You learn the textbook version of things, of how biology works, but no one ever explains to you the moving pieces of industry, of global agenda, of people pulling strings on large-scale systems. So it's very nice to have access to information where you don't have to learn the things from scratch all the time. There are people who you can trust to have your best interest at heart, and they're not the people that you're taught to trust, unfortunately. So I went farming for a number of years just to learn how to be useful and provide anything basic for myself, because I grew up as most kids grow up and didn't know where food came from. I did, obviously, it grows, but if I had to feed myself for 3 months quickly, not going to happen. So I took off and did a number of years of unlearning and relearning critical skills such as irrigation, organic veggie production, dipped my hands into animal agriculture, learned how money worked. That was a mind bend. And those two things alone, I found, have been many of people's starting points for their awakening. Money and food. I don't know why it's those two. I think it's just because they're so fundamental to everyday existence, and you're never really taught how they work from the ground up. Quite a few people in my immediate circle of friends now have said the same thing, that they read Creature from Jekyll Island and then had their mind blown, and then you start reading the same type of author for another system, whether that be agriculture or transport or energy or anything like that, and it just shatters your current worldview, and you have to test everything you hear against reality, which is difficult and mind-bending, but in the end I found that it's provided me with a better sense of security, because you learn how to test what's real and what's not, and if someone's lying. So it's been invaluable. But I have found recently that excuse me, the things that are the heaviest hitting for me to provide value to other people have been garden design, urban ag, and physical resilience, just because those are the things that I've become semi-knowledgeable in and have found to come into play on a daily basis. In the last year, people's mental and physical stress levels have been tested, and we have a 3-day food supply chain. I live on a mountain, so if anything happens to the trucks bringing food in, it's not a great time in the grocery stores, but I also happen to live in an area of large scale, or rather quite a few small scale farms, which is lovely. So I'm very fortunate to have access to farmers that I know, and I do grow a bit of my own food, but winter's still a little rough here. So just wanted to give you a breakdown of where I come from and all my information, and if you guys want, I will definitely go into my sources and where I pull most of my information from, and who I trust. They're already on these platforms, so Slayer G at GreenMet Info. Mike Adams is a great overarching source. Any of the people, basically just look for the people who have been censored or have had videos deleted off of the major platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If those people have been censored or silenced in any way, then they probably have some of the more heavy-hitting information. This isn't in regards to politics specifically, more into alternative health, holistic health, currency, and just how to realize how powerful of a sovereign person you can become, and exactly how resilient of a community you can build if you find other people of that sort. I'm a bit of a prepper by nature just because I'm anxious, but it's been wonderful just finding the same sort of people, and they have come out in droves in the last year. I suppose just because there's so many litmus tests for what wavelength you're on regarding health mandates in the last year. So it's very easy to find those type of people, and I've had a number of awesome people come into my life. So I would really like to help other people explore and foster those connections, just so more people can be immune to the goings on outside of your local community that are always stressful. It would be great if people could just focus on living contentful lives and not having to worry about dictates and mandates coming down from a global level. I'm a big proponent of decentralized everything: decentralized money, decentralized food systems, decentralized information. And it seems like with the appearance of alternative platforms, decentralized information is winning the information war. I find fewer and fewer people listening to corporate media, which is nice. And it's very easy to tell who's listening to corporate media, because it's basically just going to be a 180 source of information from what I will be paying attention to. I'm not saying it's all wrong. I'm just saying usually you can tell what people listen to by the angle they approach information or the spin that will come out. I'm not saying I don't have my own spin, but there's a great bifurcation in information sources now, so it's useful to find people who are able to discern their own information. And that's it. I'll stop ranting. I'll do more of these videos if you guys like these, but I will keep putting up gardening videos, micro videos, and workout videos. Until next time, build your community, build your resilience. Thanks for listening.